How to never feel lonely again. I'm making this video for any of you who I keep seeing people post on Facebook and Instagram. They're like, oh, it really sucks to have nobody there for you. Like there's nobody that's there for me. I don't have any support in life. And they're like in this victim consciousness of complaining about how nobody's there for them. And one of these individuals, I reached out to them like, hey, I hit them up on Facebook, like, do you got a new number? Because I've been reaching out trying to be there for you for years now, and I haven't heard anything back. So I must have a wrong number. So I got the right number. But the same thing happened. I hit him up like, yo, let's connect. I would love to see how I could be a resource to you nowadays, see what you're up to. No response. So I'm like, okay, you're on social media complaining about how nobody shows up for you, but then when people are trying to show up for you, you're ghosting them and not hitting them back. This is very much showing that it's just another example of the mirror. The outer world is just a mirror of what's going on inside of you. So if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like, nobody shows up for you, it's probably a couple of things. One, you're not showing up for yourself. You're probably not doing the things that you said you were going to do. You're probably not allowing yourself to love yourself enough to have the discipline to do the necessary things to get you to the next space of life. You're in a victim consciousness waiting for a savior, thinking that somebody else is supposed to be there to help you get to this next level when what is the cliche? Ain't nobody coming to save you, okay? So that's one thing. But then the other thing is, you're probably blocking your receiving. You're probably not being a good receiver. When people do come, when you do have opportunities, you block that, and there's a sense of unworthiness and not enoughness, and oh no, I don't want to put you out. I don't want to, right? So if you're that type of person that's on social media complaining about how nobody's there for me, it's so lonely. Are you showing up for yourself first and foremost, are you looking for a savior, or are you being your own savior? And two, are you actually accepting and letting yourself receive the help when it does come? Because again, this person complaining about how no one's there for him, I'm coming trying to be there for him, and he's ghosting me, not hitting me back. Okay, so what is that? So someone's trying to be there for you. You're not letting them. You're not allowing in. You're not allowing yourself to receive the support. Maybe you're not even asking, right? Are you asking for help? Are you asking for your support? Or are you just sitting there, nobody's supporting me? When are they going to come supporting me? When are people going to come save me and support me? It's like, bro, support yourself, because as within, so without. As within, so without. The outer world is a mirror for what's going on inside of you. And I'll give you a great example of this, of how the outer world will immediately mirror your internal state. It's happened multiple times. First, there was a day where I got to a place where I just realized, it hit me, it landed in my body. Wow, I don't need my mom's approval anymore. Right? Like, I don't give a fuck about what she thinks of me. Like, of course, there's still a part of me that does. I still have an inner child that, wants mommy to love me and approve of me. But, I was very much embodied in my adult version, my new frequency, and it like landed in my being like, wow, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm supporting myself. I'm showing up for myself. I'm holding space for myself. I don't need my mom to hold space for me. And it was this liberating feeling like, oh my God, like, I don't need that from her. I don't need her to understand me. I understand myself. I don't need her to honor my sensitivity. I honor my own sensitivity. Like, yeah, it was this sense of just feeling so good and free, a sense of liberation. That day, my mom calls me and she's crying like, oh, I just watched this video and it talks about how, if you threaten your kids, they don't know if you're joking or not. And I remember the time where I would tell you I'm going to throw you out the window. And, I just want you to know, if there's anything you want to talk about the stuff that I did to you back in the day when you were a kid, just call me, let me know. So for years, I wanted my mom to be able to hold space for me and understand me and see me as the little child that she sees me as, or she says she sees me as, right? And I wanted that. I wanted to be understood. I wanted her to hold space for my expression, my authentic expression. It wasn't until it landed in my body. Oh shit, I don't need that. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be myself. I'm sensitive. I'm loud. I cry a lot about shit, right? I get to be me. And I love me enough to hold space for myself and honor my own sensitivity. Like, it really landed in me. And that exact day is when she called me saying, I'll hold space for you if you need, just let me know. Right? Same thing happened with my dad. Literally just a week or so ago, I realized that there was still this energy. Like, I was imagining him offering me money, like giving me money, and me saying, nah, keep your fucking money. I don't need your fucking money. Get that out of here. I don't accept money from you anymore because I know you're gonna hold it over my head in the future. It was all this resentment, and I was literally imagining like, oh yeah, I hope, right? Wishing and hoping that he would try to give me money so I could deny him and feel and be pride and poke my chest out. I don't need your money. I'm good, right? And I noticed that and I was like, ugh, ew, there's some poisonous resentment inside of me. I decided to write my father a letter. And I just acknowledged it wasn't to give to him, it was just for me. And in the letter, I acknowledged, hey, I forgive you. I forgive myself for being such a fucking asshole to you and thinking that I needed to get revenge and, give you the business and tell you how I really feel. Right? I forgave myself. I forgave him. I cut this energetic cord. I was like, yo, I'm not going to be this asshole hoping and praying that he tries to, bless me with some money and I say, fuck you, keep your money. Like, no. I'm going to receive. If he wants to feel the good feelings that come with giving to me, I'll let him feel that good feeling. I'll let him feel that. I'll receive. Right? And it was just writing that like, I'm sorry for being such an asshole to you. Thank you for forgiving me and still allowing me into your home and spending time with me even though I was such a dickhead. I forgave him. I forgave myself. Cut this energetic cord. That same day, again, the same exact day, I get a call from my father and he offers to host a 30th birthday celebration for me. And he's like, yeah, don't even worry. We'll get tents for outside. Like, he's offering to spend money to do this super nice thing for me. And it was the same exact day that I cut that energetic cord, forgave him, forgave myself, and recognized, no, I've been viewing this man through lenses of trauma. I'm going to remove those lenses and see him for who he really is, which is a fucking beautiful soul. Not perfect by any means, but a beautiful soul that I love very much. That I'm not going to let this bullshit stop me from loving him. As soon as I made that choice, the outer world mirrored that. The outer world is a mirror for what's going on inside of you. If you are feeling lonely, remember you're never alone. God is always with you. The source energy, the power that creates worlds is in here. It's with you. You can't be alone. You're never alone. And it's funny, when you are alone is when you get the opportunity to recognize that you're actually never alone. Okay, so that was something that came up in this book recently, actually. Gotta shout out my friends James Caseja and Bina, because this book has been so beautiful. So beautiful. Thriving as an Empath by Judith Orloff. Being alone versus being lonely. If you can read that. Taking regular periods of alone time is an empath salvation. Being alone lets you stop interacting with people and responding to their needs. You can regulate the sound, light, temperature, and other aspects of your environment to suit yourself. Alone time lets you enjoy your own company without any intrusions. You can meditate, breathe, stretch, and reattune to your natural rhythms. But being lonely feels different from being alone. It is a painful separation from a nurturing source, whether that is self, spirit, or community. Sometimes when you're alone, loneliness will arise. Don't resist it. We all feel lonely at times. I feel homesick and lonely for myself when I get too busy. You can also feel lonely with people. Whether you experience loneliness a little or a lot, this emotion alerts you to reconnect with a wellspring of love. You are never really alone. Spirit is always with you. So if you're lonely, focus on your heart and on spirit. Also, try reaching out for support rather than simply retreating from the world, as empaths tend to do. Love will help your loneliness subside. Set your intention. I will make room for alone time each day to rejuvenate myself. Feeling lonely reminds me to reunite with love. At those times, I will connect more deeply with spirit and friends. So that's my message today, y'all. For those people who, post on social media how lonely they are and how there's, nobody's here to support me, recognize that the outer world is just a mirror for what's going on inside of you. As within, so without. If you show up for yourself and you support yourself, and maybe consider giving what you want. Because if you believe you are lacking, the universe is just going to show you more of that lack. But if you are in abundance and you're like, I'm supported by God, like nobody can support me to the level that I'm already supported. I'm already infinitely supported. Okay. Let me go support some other people. Let me go and see who needs support. Because the only thing I'm lacking is what I refuse to give. And if I'm giving support, that's a message to the universe. I have an abundance of support. And the universe is a yes machine. You're in your mind and your beliefs in your body saying, I have an abundance of support. The universe is just going to send you an abundance of support. It just out of nowhere, there's people who are just going to come and be there to bless you. I promise. As within, so without. I love you so much. I pray this message added value. And as always, I'm excited for the next message.